Hi, we are going to discuss how to multiply complex numbers. There's something we need to refresh first. So we know that I square root of -1 and I square is going to be -1. This is a very important thing to know. So when we multiply two complex numbers, we're actually going to follow a FOIL process. So like when you set these up, you're going to go like that, and like that, and like that, and like that. And we're going to FOIL this and see what we're going to get. So 2 times -1 is -2. 2 times -2i will give you -4i. 3i times -1 will give you -3i. 3i times -2i will give you -6i squared. This is where it gets very, very important. Because a very common mistake is students sometimes forget to take care of I squared. This here is -1. Alright? And these two terms can be combined, so we're going to get -2 minus 4i minus 3i is -7i. This will be -6 times i squared, which is -1. Okay? So you're going to get -2 minus 7i plus 6. -2 plus 6 is 4, and the answer is 4 minus 7i. Alright? So that's how it's done. Let's do a few problems. So -2 plus 4i times 7 minus 6i, again, we are going to FOIL it. -2 times 7 is -14. -2 times -6i is positive 12i. 4i times 7 is plus 28i. 4i times -6i is -24i squared. I always remind students immediately write -1 here. So we get -14, 12i minus plus 28i is plus 40i. This will give us plus 24, and our answer is 10 plus 40i. Same thing here. 14 minus 2i plus 28i minus 4i squared, -1. 14 minus 2i plus 28i plus 26i, minus 4 times -1 is plus 4. Our answer is 18 plus 26i. So here we multiply by only the imaginary part. It's basically just distributing. So 3 times -6i is -18i. -4i minus 6i is plus 24i squared, which will become -1. So we're going to get -18i minus 24, and we rewrite it in standard form, putting the real part first. -24 minus 18i. And this problem here, so we're going to FOIL this. It's 4 plus 6i minus 6i minus 9i squared. So 6i and 6 and -6i are cancelling. This here is -1. So we have 4 plus 9, which is 13. Yes, just 13. So I want you to make a note of this problem because I'm going to talk about this. You probably noticed that we multiplied two numbers that are not real, but we got a real result. This will happen every time when we multiply what's called complex conjugates. And I do have a bit of an algebra explaining why it is going to be purely real, but a conjugate is when you have a plus bi and a minus bi. These are conjugates, when you change the sign in front of the imaginary part. Okay? So every time you multiply complex conjugates, you will get a real result. So all I'm going to do here is just write conjugates, which is a very easy thing to do. You don't really have any math here. So 3 plus 4i, its conjugate will be 3 minus 4i. -2 plus 5i, -2 minus 5i, the conjugate will be -2 plus 5i. You're just changing the sign in front of the imaginary part. negative 3 plus 8i, negative 3 minus 8i, and negative 4i will be positive 4i. One thing that I do want to mention, because I want you to avoid this confusion, conjugates are not opposites. Conjugates are not opposites. All you do is you're changing the sign in front of the imaginary part. That's all you do. You do not negate the whole thing. Okay? So please be very careful. All right? Hope this helps.